Hi everyone and happy Monday. We have a very cute picture today in our Johanna Basford weekly planner. This is from World of Flowers, so if you haven't done that one in your book and you haven't got the planner, then you can colour along. I really like this one. It's our sort of water lily lake, so it's going to be fun. I've decided to use my Castle Arts pencils. I was just using them for something else and I was having a lot of fun, so I thought we'd just carry on. So my first job is grabbing this. This is the azalea pink. This is my lightest pink and I'm going to do the petals of this main flower, and I'm just going to do a gentle start. We're just going to colour them really lightly with this lovely pale pink. Really simple, and then we're going to do a little bit more with them after. Now the centre, I'm not sure. I'm thinking about a water lily and I'm pretty sure the centre is a bit yellowy, so I think I'm going to do that on this one in a bit, but I just wanted to start with my pink. It's unlike me, isn't it? I think pink is growing on me. Something's going, in my old age, something's going a bit horribly wrong. Oh dear. I've been doing all sorts of things today, non-colouring related things. Made a few videos actually. Oh, the sun's coming out. I think it might be okay. It's not quite reaching the book. It was raining just now. I'm sure it was anyway. You can never tell with the British weather. My son got his provisional licence through the post today, and so I was telling him to look into driving lessons, but the driving school that I went with when I learnt so many years ago, which I think was a good one. I'm going to do this one too. You need to pass your theory test first, because you book a block of lessons and you book your driving test at the same time. So we were having a look to see how long it is until you can take your theory test, and it said it can take up to 12 weeks. So we're like, ooh. But we had a little look and there were lots of slots, like several days a week, lots and lots of slots. So we felt that we could just leave it for a bit. So my son's just downloaded an app with information about the theory test and he's having a good old look at it. My other son should be doing the same, but he's actually looking at some stuff about writing a Minecraft mod. So they're both getting on a bit today, which is nice. I'm just checking if that's all the flowers. Yeah, I think it is. So now I want to do the centres, I think. I want quite a light yellow, to be honest. I'm going to use the lemon yellow light, if I can find it. I think that's it. Yeah, the lemon yellow light, and I'm just going to do a little gentle bit in the middle. Almost a sort of creamy colour, not too much. And the same on these. I mean, you might feel that this should be pink. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but it's just not going to be in my version. And I'm just going to put a bit darker colour in the centre. I might use the cadmium yellow light, if I can find it. That's not it. There it is. The cadmium yellow light, just to put a little bit extra in the middle. Oh, it is raining again. Supposed to have thunderstorms and things today, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, now I'm going to take a slightly darker pink and work on these petals. I don't want to go really dark. I think I'm just going to grab the opera rose. Where are you, opera rose? There it is. Oh, there we go. So opera rose. And now, if we look at how these flowers are drawn, leaf petals are drawn, they have this sort of shape at the end, and I feel like it's meant to indicate that the petals are slightly bent in at the bottom so a bit darker there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do for each of them, is to make this bit darker. It's a really different way to colour petals to how I usually do, and then just take that colour up and fade it like that. I'm going to do that on each of them. Now obviously these petals overlap and there would be some shadow, so I've got to put that in as well. Now I'm going to put that in with a grey, so it's going to look a little bit different to normal, which I think is makes it a bit more interesting for everybody. But I do like keeping these quite light. That's how I imagine them. I'm not sure if they are. Sometimes they're quite dark, sometimes they're yellow. So not always pale. I think it makes them look quite pretty. Yes, the price of driving lessons was a little bit scary. I calculated that it cost me about £3,000 to get both my boys driving. Ooh. But we have already decided we were going to pay, and that it'll just be a useful skill for them to have. But it just, I feel like they're getting too old, so growing up so fast. Yeah, but then I didn't learn to drive until I was, it's about 20 years ago, so I was 30 when I learned to drive, and I absolutely hated it. I didn't want to learn, and I didn't like it, but I think my boys feel like they need to. They basically want to have learnt by the time they do their 3rd year at uni, because it's a placement year, so they may need a car to get to their placement. But we don't know quite what they'll be doing yet. Now on this page there's a little arrow drawn there, and there's an error here where there's 2 lines and one I think should have been erased, and Johanna draws these little arrows on to point to errors in her book and for editing purposes, and it got left. She explained it, I think, when the book came out. It's quite fun finding them. I thought she'd be really upset when she first noticed them, you know, that her book wasn't perfect, but actually I think she found it rather amusing and interesting. She hasn't edited it out in any further printings, which I thought she might want to do. But I think she feels it makes it look more natural, so you know it's drawn by a person, which is nice. It's got that very personal touch to it, which I think a lot of people like. There we are. Oh, I've missed a couple here. So I think it still looks quite subtle, which I like, which is what I'm going for. I'm going to do the same thing on all of the other lilies. It's a little bit trickier on the smaller ones, but I can do it. It's rather mesmerising, hence I've stopped talking. Oh, hot flush again. Having loads today. It's really hot and muggy, I feel. My boys don't. They're wearing their jumpers still. Can't be that hot. Apparently it's supposed to be getting hot again soon. I'm not looking forward to that. I don't like the hot weather at the best of times, but when you're having hot flushes every 5 minutes. Today my hot flushes feel so hot I feel like I'm going to explode. So I thought, I saw this article, it said how to cope with hot flushes. I was like, oh, really useful, great article. It said, drink lots of water, wear layers of clothes that you can remove when you get hot, use a fan. I was like, do all of those things already. I don't drink water, actually, but I drink lots of coffee. If I drank much more, I wouldn't ever be able to do anything but drinking. So, but there we go. I got my hopes up that there'd be some sort of, you know, eat 3 pieces of chocolate a day and it gets rid of it. You know, some sort of good cure like that, but sadly not. I mean, there is obviously the medication route, but I'm not keen on that one. We'll see. I'm going to sharpen my pencil before I do these other ones. Now these other ones are a little bit different. They're slightly sort of stylized, look less natural, but I want to try and make them look, sorry, excuse me, like the others. So what I'm going to do is I will go around the very outside. So we've got this sort of bit around the outside. I will go around that first, but then the rest of them I'm just going to try and fill in a little triangle of darker colour, just like I have for the others. There we go. Just all the way around quite quickly. You might not be quite as quick. I'm always too quick, I think. I've always got... Now I'm going to fill a bit in here. I think I've learned to colour quickly because I'm always in a hurry. I shouldn't be. Life shouldn't be a race, but I've always got... I'm not sure how well this is working, but it will match anyway. I've always got something else to do. You know, I'm never like sitting there going, oh, like some people say they get bored. Like, I don't get it. I used to get bored as a child, and I don't as an adult. There's always so much to do. I guess some people have a lot to do, but they find those jobs boring or something, whereas I'm never bored when I'm busy. Even if I'm ironing or, you know, dusting or whatever it might be, I don't get bored. I can always think about other things while I'm doing it if it's not engaging. This is really quite awkward, but I'm just filling in a little patch really. So yeah, I don't get bored. Sometimes I wish I would. Then I could, I don't know, then I wouldn't have anything to do. But perhaps it doesn't work like that. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Now, as I say, we need a little bit of shadow underneath the petals, so I'm going to use a bit of grey. I'm going to just... I think the warm grey light might be the best idea because it's quite subtle and the colouring I've done so far, I mean. So I've given it a sharpen. So here it is, warm grey light. I'm going to start by going around this centre part. I'm not sure if it's showing up enough. Just going to finish it. No, I think I need something slightly darker. I'm going to grab the Davys grey instead and do that again, as I don't think that's going to show up enough. This one is slightly darker. Yeah, I think that's going to be the better option. Just thinking how odd it was that one of my son's driving licenses came today but the other one didn't. We had the same situation. I registered them to vote, and one child got put on and the other one was told he needed to provide ID. It's like, why? So strange. So I'm just going around the edge of everything with this, hoping that it's going to look like there's a bit of shadow and just sort of separate those petals a bit. Now it takes a bit of time and you have to decide whether you think it's worth it. Don't have to do it. But I'm just going around the edge of them all. Getting a bit muddled. There we go. Concentrating. Sorry for the radio silence. I just found out that the next England football match is on Monday, the Women's World Cup. It's I'm recording this miles in advance. Actually, let me see, the 14th. Would it be today? Would it be today? Yeah, no, it'd be a week ago. That's why I'm quite way in advance at the moment. So no, it would have already happened a week ago. So yes, yeah, I'm working well in advance on my channel at the moment because I'm taking a holiday soonish. So I need to get lots done in advance, ready to take a week off. It's not going to be, I'm not going away. I'd like to, but no one else wants to, so we'll do it sometime. But yeah, I'm having a week off recording. My husband's having part of a week off. He's not able to book the whole week off, which is a bit annoying. Apparently he's got a very important meeting that's already moved 3 times and he can't move it again. So he's got to go. There we go. But I can still have some time off myself. And could do a few local things. I could also go and visit my parents. Be nice. Well, I'm seeing them a fair bit soon. I've seen them 2 weekends in a row. One we've got relatives visiting from abroad, which should be nice. And then the other one is a sort of birthday get together for my boys and my nephew. Their birthdays are out 9 days apart. Now you can decide if you think that that was worth it. I actually think I can see the difference, but it's up to you. I'm going to work on the other 2 as well. I'm not going to do these. They look too different. I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to do this one. Yeah, my boy's birthday is 9 days after their cousins, so we tend to get together the weekend in between their birthdays to celebrate both at once. And my boys are going to be 18. I can't believe it. Anyway, so yes, we're having that get together, and we've also got a family funeral to go to, which I will see them then, but it's not quite, doesn't really count, does it? But yeah, it is what it is. The chap, my uncle, he was strain you up a bit. He was 91, and considering his lifestyle, he did amazingly well. He'd had a heart valve replacement and bypass surgery. He was quite a drinker at some points in time, and yes, I think he did rather well. But anyway, I think everything gave out in the end. But yeah, he's I'm going there, but I'm not going to stay long. I'm just going to go, the service is at 12:30, so I'm going to come back after that because it will be quite late enough. I'm going to go to the service and then get a train back home. My parents are going to go to the wake, but I'm just going to go to the service and make sure I talk to everyone I want to talk to at the service. I'm sure I'll be able to and find everyone I need to find. And yeah. Okay, here are our flowers done already. Now, how are we doing for time? All good. We're not going to get all this done in one video, definitely not. I'm going to do these bits of greenery. They're really pretty, aren't they? And I don't think I want them to be, I think I want them to be quite light and bright. I'm thinking maybe the leaf green. Yeah, yeah, I think I will. The leaf green, where are you? I've got leaf green middle, I've got mint green. There it is, leaf green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a mix of leaf green, excuse me, and leaf green light. So I'm going to use leaf green right down the middle and then spread it out a bit, but fade it towards the tip, and then I'm going to use the light one to finish off. Like that. It's a really easy. Let's make it darker in the middle. Like that. And the same over here. Because they're all joined together, we can just treat them as one. There we go. These little ones, just do a tad. It's going to be quite hard to not fill the whole space. It's okay. Oh, we got this one down here. Here there's a little gap, so just be aware of that when you're colouring that one. Just do that one. There we go. There's another one, here it is. Oh, there's two. Do this one first. There we go. And up to that one. And then this one. All exactly the same. We've got a gap in this one as well we need to be aware of. No, there are only more leaves this shape. This one is this shape. It's the only one. I think I'll do it this colour too. There we go. And then I'll grab the leaf green light. There it is. Doesn't want to come out. Leaf green light and do the ends. It's quite pretty, I think. It's quite a nice yellowy colour, isn't it? But sort of bright. Okay, it's just the same all the way along. It doesn't take long. Right, there we go. Then this little one. I'm going to cover all of that, I think. There we go. Oh, we've got this one. I think I saw a version of this Johanna Basford had posted. It's so good. But I'm not going to let that daunt me on my version. Now I think next, having a think about these, I don't know if these are supposed to be flowers or leaves. I think we've got a lot of potentially green with all the lily pads and these leaves. So I'm thinking we could do those as flowers, and I'm wondering whether to use some of the yellow from here into here, but go a little bit darker. So we use the cadmium yellow light and the lemon yellow light. So I'm wondering if we use the cadmium yellow, that's in, yeah, we could use the cadmium yellow and the lemon yellow. I'm just trying to work out if it's going to go. I think it will. So I used the cadmium yellow. No, that's not it. The cadmium yellow deep. And where's that? No, I just want the plain cadmium yellow and the lemon. Just trying to find, I think I've got out of order in my tin. Sorry. There it is, cadmium yellow and lemon yellow. So I'm going to start with the cadmium and do the centre. It's the same method that I just used for those leaves, really. And I don't know what these are supposed to be, or what they could even be in this colour, but I think it will just work and sort of tie it together and break it up a bit without it all being green. That's my thought anyway. Don't normally do a lot of yellow, so it'll make a change for me, won't it? Are there any more? No, it's only those few. So time for the lemon yellow. This one needs a sharpen though. Okay. Just fill in the ends, brighten it all up. And there we go. Just thinking I ought to, maybe I need to buy my boys a copy of the Highway Code and a copy of the driving test questions. That's what I had when I was learning. I'll see, might be able to probably get them online. Probably don't need to buy a physical book. No, we'll see. Because it's a lot harder to read Amazon ebooks these days because you can't buy them through the app. It's a bit of a pain. Right, now it's not going to be time to finish this today. I'm just going to make this roughly 30 minutes, but I think we can do the grass. There are some long sort of grassy bits. I think I'm just going to use the cadmium green for those. I rather like the colour for that. That's the reasoning. I'll just do all of these. Just sort of thinking that we need to mix up the greens a bit, you know, use a few different types of green, just because we've got quite a few different green things going on in the picture. You could do this several colours, you could make it fade a bit at the end, but there isn't that much grass, so I figured I'd just keep it really simple. I think that's it. Yeah, let's do these sorts of leaves as well. Let's see, what have we got? We've got a leaf green, or permanent green might be good. There it is. The permanent green. And we use it for all of the little leaf clusters. I'm basically going to try and fade it towards the tip of each leaf. It's going to be tricky with the small ones. I'll try my best. Now these ones seem to quite almost frame the picture, so I might do those a little bit darker. But I don't want to go mega dark because everything is still fairly pale at the moment. I quite like the pale, tranquil feel. So normally it's got this line around the edge. I might normally do that in black to sort of frame it, but I think because of the sort of stillness of the pond and the light colours, I might do it silver, but I will decide later. It's a little bit early to decide yet. So just the same technique through all of these, a bit lighter on that turnover part. And I'm still trying to think of what colour to do the fish as well. I think there's only one. I'm just checking I've done all of those leaves. I think I have. No, I can't decide on what colour to do the fish, so I'm going to leave him for now. Oh no, I've just spotted those. So we've basically got lily pads, the larger framing leaves, the fish, and then the water. Although this piece, it's got a line round, and then we've got another piece where we're in 2 layers. I don't know if it's like a fountain and this is the top and this is the bottom layer, or whether it's just drawn for style. So I'm not sure, but I think I might just put the colour that line in the same colour as that line and keep that as water and that as water. I did do that as a stone, like a pebble, in one version of this that I did, but I might not do it that way. But there we go. I'm going to leave that for today because we've had quite a fair amount of time, and I did go quite fast, so it'll give you time to catch up if you didn't quite keep up with me. So that's that one. So I hope you have a super Monday. Enjoy your day and happy colouring.